India's banking calls are about to sound very, very different. Mumbai-based GreyLabs AI has raised 85 crore rupees. That's about $10 million in Series A funding led by Elevation Capital with participation from Z47, formerly Matrix Partners India, and several top angel investors. Founded just 18 months ago, GreyLabs isn't another chatbot company. It's actually building autonomous voice agents, AI voices that talk, audit, and even empathize like, well, some humans. Built specially for India's banking and finance sector, BFSI. Well, let's go ahead and unpack how this 44-member startup is quietly transforming one of India's oldest industries. GreyLabs was founded in 2023 by Aman Goyal, Harshita Srivastava, Shivam Gupta, Raj Sanghavi, Debabrata Basak, and Shreyas Patel, all with one vision: to replace the noisy, inefficient call center with an AI-first voice infrastructure. Their flagship Agentic Voice AI platform is already automating sales, collections, renewals, and verification calls for major banks. And here's the interesting part. GreyLabs doesn't just transcribe calls, it actually listens, analyzes, audits, and learns in English, Hindi, Tamil, Marathi, Gujarati, and more. CEO Aman Goyal breaks it down. This is what he had to say. Banks do 1,000 to 1,500 calls per agent monthly, but review only a handful. That's a blind spot AI can fix, end quote. That insight became the foundation of GreyLabs, voice automation with compliance, empathy, and real outcomes. The fresh capital will expand GreyLabs research and development hub in Bengaluru, open new offices in Delhi NCR, and grow its team from 44 to over 100 engineers. The company plans to scale from 50 plus financial clients to 300, automating billions of conversations across BFSI. Current clients include RBL Bank, AU Small Finance Bank, IDFC FIRST Bank, Axis Finance, Motilal Oswal, Grow, SBI Life Insurance, Piramal Finance, and ICICI Prudential Life Insurance. That's not just adoption, that's actually trust from India's most compliance-heavy institutions. GreyLabs' real innovation lies in its vertical first focus. So basically, instead of building generic AI voices, it's actually turning models specifically for financial interactions, credit checks, loan renewals, insurance claims, and fraud verification. Its speech analytics stack also helps institutions auto-audit 100% of calls, flag policy breaches, and train agents, something, well, that human teams could never scale. And now, with this Series A round, GreyLabs is expanding into autonomous voice agents, not just answering questions, but actually completing workflows, verifying loan documents, following up on payments, scheduling callbacks, handling renewals autonomously. Think of it as agentic AI for banking conversations, compliant, multilingual, and always on. So basically, before GreyLabs, Aman Goyal co-founded Cogno AI, a chatbot and WhatsApp automation startup acquired by Exotel in 2021. That exit gave Goyal and Harshita the credibility and the conviction to go deeper into voice automation, the last unsolved layer of BFSI customer interaction. Voice is the most natural interface, end quote, believes Goyal, and this is of course what he also had to say. But there's been, well, little innovation in this space. GreyLabs wanted to reimagine how conversations happen in BFSI faster, more intelligent, and more human, end quote. That vision now powers some of India's biggest financial brands and is set to expand globally. Elevation Capital's Vas Bhaskar summed it up with this: in 1 year, GreyLabs went from a bold idea to measurable outcomes for India's largest BFSI players, end quote. This Series A funding isn't just cash, it's actually validation that India's AI voice infrastructure is now investor grade, not experimental. At Front Page, we've been at the forefront of tracking this wave. Just last week, we covered Vani Research Labs, which raised $400,000, a fraction of GreyLabs' round, but a sign that India's voice AI boom is definitely heating up, and that too quite fast. Make sure to please check that out if you haven't already. Coming back, well, with Elevation and Z47 doubling down, GreyLabs joins India's growing league of enterprise Gen AI scale-ups, alongside players like Sarvam AI, Krutrim, and Vani Research Labs, and of course, others, building deep vertical AI instead of broad models. GreyLabs is actually competing with Uniphore and Mihoop, but it's actually carving a niche by staying BFSI exclusive. Its advantage? Well, financial grade voice agents trained on domain specific datasets, not generic speech. And in India, that definitely matters. A loan defaulter in Tamil Nadu doesn't sound like a caller in Delhi, but the AI must understand both. By localizing compliance-heavy voice interactions, GreyLabs is quietly building what experts call India's conversational operating system for finance. This is bigger than one funding round. This is the rise of India's agentic AI revolution, where autonomous agents are replacing scripts, CRMs, and call queues. Well, with this 85 crore rupees raise, GreyLabs is betting that in the next few years, banks won't hire voice agents, they'll actually deploy them. GreyLabs isn't just giving voice to AI, it's actually giving AI a voice that speaks India's financial language. And if the company hits 300 clients, it won't just be a BFSI tool, it'll actually be India's AI switchboard for finance. And joining us today to shine light on this and a lot more is Harshita Srivastava, an IIT Kanpur alum and the product mind behind GreyLabs AI, a hands-on AI and ML leader. She turns messy, multilingual call center chaos into agentic voice automation that India's biggest banks actually trust. From a successful run at Cogno AI, acquired by Exotel, as we had mentioned, to scaling GreyLabs Mumbai headquarters and Bengaluru research and development, she's definitely proving voice can be faster, friendlier, and fully compliant at national scale. Welcome to Front Page, Harshita. It's so wonderful to hear your voice.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
It's a pleasure. So first off, Harshita, congratulations on the big milestone. 85 crore rupees raised, a growing list of BFSI clients, and an AI stack built right here in India. How are you feeling today? One, and more importantly, how does it feel to be on Front Page on such a momentous day for GreyLabs?
Yeah, it definitely feels nice seeing that such prestigious VC funds backing us in our journey. The belief that they have shown in us. So that really feels good actually. And yeah, so we are just striving hard to make sure that we justify their beliefs. And yes, so it's an exciting thing, awaiting exciting times ahead.
Wonderful. So the first one, of course, Harshita, that comes to mind is the big milestone. Elevation Capital's backing at this stage actually signals quite a strong conviction, no? So what's the strategic roadmap from here? Will it be scale? Will it be product depth or new verticals which are beyond BFSI?
Yes. So basically, our focus is on becoming the default platform for all the communications that are happening anywhere in the BFSI space for all the BFSI enterprises. So that is our main focus. We started with speech analytics product, and this was around 1.5 years ago. So we started with that, wherein like all the calls that get recorded in any call center of a BFSI enterprise.
Sure.
So we get all those call recordings, we analyze them, we give compliance level alerts, or we give the voice of customer, we give different type of insights on all those call recordings, because call recordings are more of an unstructured data, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
deriving insights from them, so that is what we have been doing so far. So we were able to tell different things like which agents are performing well on which topics, what all things they need to be improved upon, trained upon, right? So multiple things from agents aspects, and also of course from the insights and the voice of the customer aspect. So that is
Hmm.
what we have been doing. Then, because we have all these insights and all, it made sense as a natural progression to go into automating the conversations,
Sure.
because you have all the context of all the customers previous conversations and everything, right? So why not automate the conversations? So that was a natural progression.
Hmm.
So that is where we have launched AI voice agents for the
Hmm.
BFSI space. Now, talking about other verticals, so we are laser focused on the BFSI domain. Reason being, because this is such a vast domain, the call volumes, the sheer volume,
Yeah.
right? That
True.
comes to a bank, insurance, mutual fund, stockbroking company, or the
True.
fintechs, right? So that is huge. So our
True.
focus will be on BFSI itself. Although while I understand that this application, this will have varied uses across different verticals, but our focus right now is on BFSI. Reason being, there are a lot of nuances when you
Hmm.
deal with the data of BFSI enterprises. There are a lot of compliance requirements. You have to be very sure of the data security. You have to be like you have to invest a lot in
Sure.
information security, keeping the data safe and all, because all this is financial information, right?
Sure.
So there are a lot of nuances that way. And so that is why we want to target one industry and just be the best in that.
Wonderful. That's actually quite aspirational. You want to stick with something that you have kicked off. It is definitely bringing in the rewards, Harshita, for Grey Labs. And of course, the investors are showing a lot of confidence and reposing a lot of faith in that. So, yeah, that's a good way to go in terms of constantly honing your skills and constantly be at it and make it so ahead of the pack in a big way. So you've basically evolved from voice automation, as you had mentioned, to autonomous AI agents. So what makes this particular stack agentic in a BFSI context, and what differentiates your models?
Got it. So basically, what happens is when we talk of AI agents, right?
Hmm.
So they do a lot of work that a human agent can also do, right? So in terms of getting the information, in terms of doing various workflows, so it is just being done by AI, and that is why it is AI agents. So how it makes it agentic is like when you are doing communication with a customer, being an
Hmm.
AI voice bot, right? So
Hmm.
you have to understand the past context of the customer. You should be able to do as an AI agent multiple other things, like for example, say raising a ticket if required, fetching
Sure.
information from the CRM, fetching information from some other internal systems, whatever, right? So as an AI agent, the AI agent should be able to basically do a lot of things which a human agent would do on the call, in
Fair.
terms of getting the information, processing it, communicating accordingly, being able to give tags and all those things, right? As a human agent would do. Similarly, an AI agent will have to do. So
Sure.
that is where it all becomes agentic. And that is why it is not just any static conversation,
Hmm. Hmm.
like wherein just you have to say, just do an outbound call and just say something static and then just cut the call. That is not the case, because it is a two-way conversational, it will be a two-way conversation that will be happening with the customers.
Sure.
And as an AI agent, you have to have all the context and be able to hold the conversation well with the end customer. So that is what we are targeting with the voice AI agents.
You know what? It's actually quite encouraging with the fact that there are 50 plus BFSI clients, including ICICI Prudential, RBL Bank, and Grow. So, what's actually driving enterprise adoption, Harshita? And what key metrics define product market fit for voice AI in financial services? I would love for you to elaborate on that. I mean, because that's pretty much what you were going ahead and telling us.
Got it. So, enterprise adoption, why would it happen? So, see, anyway, human agents are doing all these things, right? So there are already that these BFSI enterprises that have deployed the human agents to do certain conversations with their end customers and perform certain workflows, right? So that is already happening. We are just doing the same thing using AI. So
Sure.
AI, there are multiple advantages, right? Firstly, it is very scalable, right? You just train the system once, you just get it to a certain
Correct.
level, and then all the conversations can happen via AI, and you don't have to keep on like kind of reconfiguring it and all, right? Like with
Sure.
agents, with human agents, what happens is that there's a lot of attrition, there's a lot of training, and all those things that
True.
happen. With AI, you have to just configure the system once, and then for the same workflow, it just will keep on performing, right?
Hmm.
So, of course, there is a pull in the market just because of the scalability and replicability of the process. Now, talking about the metrics, like when do we identify that has a product market fit come,
Yeah.
right? So, because as I just told, right, that why AI agents shall exist, right, because of the reliability, repeatability, and all those things. Now, coming to product market fit, see, if you're able to give the results which are comparable to those which a human agents would do, right? So it means that you are at par with that, right? And of
Hmm.
course, AI agents are much cheaper, and all those things are there. So if the performance is at par or better than the human agents, you sort it. So then it means that uh, of course it is working good. So that is how we can identify the product market fit.
And that, of course, obviously instills a lot of confidence as far as big enterprises is concerned, for sure. As far as well, you're setting up an R&D hub, Archita, in Bengaluru, and and sales offices in Delhi NCR. So what are your immediate hiring priorities, and of course R&D focus areas moving forward, since you said you're only sticking to BFSI now, and that is going to be the laser focus?
Yes. So, hiring roles, there are a lot of roles across various departments. Like, we are,
It
of
would be
course, hiring a
nice for
lot
you
in the
to,
product and
yes, let a
engineering
lot of the
teams.
viewers know.
Also on the business teams, also we are hiring. So I think there are like hiring requirements in all the
Nice.
departments. Now talking about the R&D piece. So our voice AI agents, like they work like very well on Hindi, English, and we also support a lot of other multilingual languages. Support
Sure.
is also there for our voice AI agents. The R&D that we are trying to set up is to go to expand to even more languages, to expand to different dialects. So that is
Hmm.
what we are targeting. So the reason being that because we are focused on the BFSI enterprises in India, so we want to make sure that we cover as much of the customer base of our clients as possible when it comes to communications, right? So we have to make sure that it's like a diverse set of dialects, and India is a land wherein there are so many numerous languages,
Sure.
like there's so
Yeah.
many languages. So we want to expand to different languages and even more different dialects.
Tell me this, Harshita, before I move on, I wanted to move on to the next question. I wanted to ask you this. Of course, it's a very impressive list in terms of the clients that you have today. The idea is, of course, to expand that list and to carry on with that endeavor. But have there been any incidents, or for that matter, any feedback that you've received from any of the clients which has actually made you focus on the fact that, okay, wait, this was an interesting little learning that we have, and we need to obviously incorporate this moving forward if we want to bag more clients and want to bring them onto our portfolio? It would be nice for you to maybe share something which has helped you maybe evolve.
Yeah, so of course there are a lot of feedbacks like when we work with the clients. So we have just launched AI voice agents, but before this we had been working on the speech analytics platform, right? So of course, like along the journey, there are a lot of feedbacks that we get. Like for example, so we did not even start with a call center speech analytics platform.
Sure.
So we started with a on ground agents, basically an application for tracking the conversations of the agents that are on ground
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
help make their notes, right, reminders and all those things. We started with that idea, but then when we talk to customers, we realized that there are a lot of challenges with that. Then we just shifted our idea to more of call center agents, and that is the pivot that happened. And of course, when we're building the product, there were a lot of feedbacks that we get, and I think that is a natural way to go about it, right? Because our approach is more of developing with the customer, so that we are very much hands on and have a deep understanding of their problem statements. So that is where we have been doing. So of course there are a lot of feedbacks that come along the way. You just have to
Mm-hmm.
understand, like, how do you shape the product in a manner that the feedbacks are of course resolved, and at the same time there's a room to grow further in terms of the functionalities that you can offer. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, fair enough. And of course, you really enjoy working very closely as far as the product is concerned. Correct me if I'm wrong, Harshita. And that is something which you pride yourself on, which actually brings me to this little thought. And I'm sure you would enjoy answering this one. How are you different from Sarvam?
So basically, Sarvam is on the infra layer. So they make like they have a TTS, they have their own models which are more on the infra layer. What
Mm-hmm.
we do, we have full stack, full applications that is there, right? So like we, as I mentioned, we have a speech analytics product. We are launching a voice AI product, right? So that entire ecosystem, right? So that is what we are more on the application layer.
Okay.
Sarvam is on the infra layer. So that is why there's a very fundamental difference that ways.
Difference. Mm-hmm.
And because we are trying to make the platform for all the communications that happen in the BFSI, of course, like we'll expand later on to other channels like text channels, chat channels, and all those things, right? So, so in that direction is what we are going, which is the
Mm-hmm.
application layer, and Sarvam being on the infra layer. I'm sure their roadmap will be quite different from us.
Fair enough. So I want to take you back a little bit in terms of time. So from Cogno AI's acquisition to GreyLabs' new mission, how do you see India leading the voice AI revolution globally?
Yeah. Got it. So, what I personally believe is that because in India there's a large population, right? And of course, because it's a large population, there's a large number of communications that are happening, right? And see, we are focused on the BFSI space, so I'll just talk more about that space then.
Please. Yeah.
So, because sorry.
I said, please go ahead.
Yes. So, like we talk about large banks like SBI, so many customers, like ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, just huge, humongous
Sure.
number of customers that they have, and when it comes to communicating with these customers, of course, it's like sheer large volumes that are being handled, right? So, if we try to like automate all these conversations and use AI agents, and we also use AI agents in multiple other workflows that can be done because of the sheer volume of communications that are already existing. Obviously, when you automate it using AI, there will be a sheer volume of conversations that will flow through AI. So I think that is the advantage that we has as a country we have because of the large
Mm,
population. So I'm pretty sure that the usage of AI by these countries, by these companies in India, will be a lot more. And just to give an example, so it's think of it similar to the internet era, right?
mm,
Earlier the banks, they were all running on pen and paper and all those things, right?
true.
So it was not digital. But with the coming in of internet, there were mobile banking apps, right? Internet banking and all, it just flew a lot, right?
Mm,
And
mm,
now especially the millennials and onwards generations, we are just using internet banking so much, right? So
true.
similarly what will happen is, like with the coming of AI, a lot of workflows will get automated, right? A lot of communications will get automated and be done by AI, because AI is not a hype. It is real, and it is actually doing a lot of things which humans do. So and it's just time that it will just get even better. So I'm pretty sure that in India there will be a lot of adoption of AI, and India will be a big consumer of AI and AI agents.
Wonderful. Harshita, so you believe, as far as AI is concerned, is going to play a critical role in assisting and making the banking system or the BFSI sector moving forward a lot more efficient, a lot more, let's say, sharper, a lot more leaner, and would probably open up new vistas. Did I get that right? That's where you look at this in the future?
Yeah, of course, there will be a lot of things that will happen. So I was actually, so we did the funding announcement launch today, right? And there was one comment that I saw on one of the posts, and in which in that lady said that finally there will be a solution in BFSI wherein like you don't have to explain to different agents the same story again and again to get
Right,
something done, right?
right.
So a lot of such things, like when you talk about efficiency, right, of course that will happen because of all the context that you have from the past communications of the same customer, or from pulling in information from different data sources, right? So when you like have all that in one place, use it via AI agents to drive the conversations in a more meaningful way, of course experience, the efficiency and everything will get like much better. I mean, there is no doubt about it.
Wonderful. All right. So, well, before I say goodbye to you, Harshita, I have just one thing which I have to say. And of course, I will request you for you to give a message on this very, very important day for Grey Labs. Congratulations again that you have received the funding. A lot of confidence has been reposed. This is what I have to say. It's a Lenin quote, and I thought it was a little appropriate. There are decades where nothing happens, and then there are weeks where decades happen. Do you
Yeah.
believe that is the point where you're standing today as far as Grey Labs is concerned, or for that matter, the overall ecosystem is concerned?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is actually the time where decades are happening in few weeks and months. So that is actually the time, and that's the best part about it, right? Because it's like the technology is growing so fast, and nobody has figured it out yet. You just have to be on the wave with your full throttle potential, and just ride the wave, and just be make something best out of it, right? So that is actually very exciting time, especially for the people who love working in technology, creating wonderful products. So for them, so it's a very like once in a lifetime kind of time that is going on right now, and definitely decades are happening in weeks and months now.
Wonderful. So, Made in India definitely is here to stay. Finally, a message that you'd like to give, Harshita, to everyone out there.
Yes, so yeah, I am a big fan of learning new things in AI. So I'm so anybody who feels like that AI might be a hype, just like say some other technologies that just came and went, were in the hype cycle few years ago. AI is not that. AI is definitely real. It is solving real world problems. And think of it like the advent of internet. So when internet was new, people were skeptical about that what can be done from internet, what is the potential. But like over the years we have seen what the potential internet had.
Hmm.
So same potential AI also has, and it's just growing very rapidly. There will be amazing applications coming. So just be on the top of AI.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Harshita. And of course, from AIM Network, we wish you all of the best. And we only hope that you grow and you grow multifold and brilliantly as you have planned. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
that was Harshita. Thank you so much, Harshita, again, from Grey Labs. And well, this is what we believe has happened as far as Grey Labs is concerned. Grey Labs AI's 85 crore rupees raise isn't just actually hype. It's a strategic bet that voice is the new interface of trust in financial services, and whoever masters multilingual, compliant, empathetic voice AI will actually own the future of customer experience. Because the next time your bank calls, it might not be a human, it might be a Grey Labs AI speaking your language, understanding your intent, and never putting you on hold.